I asked Jason to be with us today because I read his story, and quite honestly, I cried a little bit. I was in the gym when I read it, Jason, and I cried, and I was like, oh my God, here
Oh,
he
man.
overcoming this battle with weight. And I love being able to support and just cheer you on. And so I asked Jason, for all of my fans out there, I asked Jason to come on and just kind of tell his story. So with that, I'm going to, Jason, where were you a year ago or two? Where did your journey start?
Well, let me give you some cliff notes of like the younger years first, because I think that's imperative for people to get a real appreciation of what suffering and struggle, because there's value in that. Right? There are lessons that are learned in suffering that can be learned no other way.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I was just born an underdog. I was born a fat kid. I got one eye that works, and I was ugly. You know what I mean? Like I had like every strike against me, and was just a fat kid growing up. But I was active. Like I played sports, and got into high school, got into some powerlifting and stuff. Played football, did mixed martial arts. Ended up with a back injury, and it took me out for a number of years. And as I grew older, got married, had my first kid, you put on this weight, tried to get back in the gym, and my back just kept getting worse and worse. Fast forward a number of years, went to a neurosurgeon, and they determined that I had 4 discs that had massive issues and I needed surgery.
Wow.
The insurance company wouldn't pay for it because they said it wasn't life altering. Fast forward about another 5 years, I was in a wheelchair and I couldn't walk. And I was, the last time I weighed myself at my peak area, I was at least 350 at 5'9".
Wow. Yeah.
Okay. Couldn't walk. I mean, it was just, I was on hydrocodone and Oxycontin for over a year and a half.
For the pain, just
for
to
the
manage it?
pain. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't walk without assistance, or I had to drag my left leg. So that's really where a lot of the weight came into play for me, because I'm naturally kind of a big guy from playing football. And I just took the bull by the horns at that point, and I thought, you know what? I can only walk 5 feet, but I'm going to turn that into 10. I got to 10, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to turn it into 20. And I did that till I got to 5 miles. Still dealing with some pain, but I was losing the fat around my midsection.
Right. So hold up. So simply walking.
Yes.
And pushing yourself to just walk a little further every day.
Yes.
Was what initially started a lot of the weight loss.
That started the mind change.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what started the mindset change for me. At that point, my wife left me of 16 years, because I mean, I couldn't do much at the point still, and she left. And so that created a whole nother set of circumstances. But at that point I thought, you know what, I'm going to make the gym my home. Did that, started getting in pretty good shape, had another injury. So 3 years ago, I had my back surgery finally.
Okay.
Major success, because I kept going back and forth, walk, not walk, walk, not walk. Had L5-S1 microdiscectomy. They took out almost the whole disc, but that night I walked the 6th floor of the hospital with 0 pain.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
So I'm walking the hospital just crying without a walker. And they're like, are you okay? I'm like, I've never been better. Like, this is fantastic. And so went through physical therapy, got back into the gym 6 months earlier than they had predicted.
Okay.
Within 6 months, I started having pain in my shoulder and my left bicep. Start the process of getting that diagnosed, go through all the shots, all this stuff. Come to find out, I had broken a bone. There's a bone in your shoulder that comes over what's called the bursa sac. So it comes over right over into the delt tie-in.
Okay.
And the bursa sac acts like a bumper. Well, that bone, apparently I had broken twice. They could tell from the discoloration.
Okay.
So They went in to do a debridement, remove all the bone fragments from the soft tissue. They sent down my arm, they sent a camera and noticed that disease had set in my left bicep, and my left bicep tendon was torn. So I ended up losing part of my left bicep. They moved my left bicep tendon and reinforced it with surgical steel. This was last year. So at this point, I'm down like 50-ish, 40, 50 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Went to physical therapy, went into a lot of places. So I want to encourage people that if you have to find physical therapy, don't settle. Don't settle for the first place you walk into. Don't settle for the place your doctor recommends. I cold called PT places where I just walked in and was like, I need to talk to the director.
Really?
Absolutely.
Wow. I've never done, I've been through plenty of PT. Yeah, you're right. Cause they're like, oh, here you go. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. No, I cold called him. I'm like, bro, you got to sell me. I was like, here's my goals. And I need someone that will emotionally invest in me.
Mm.
Right? So like with your clients and the people you coach, if you're not emotionally invested in them,
it's tough. I had to learn that lesson. So like we get very emotionally invested for sure. Like I will cry with my girls.
Sure.
I'm like, God, if I could just show up at your house and help you food prep right now, just to get you going on this habit.
Right.
Like, I want it more. And my very first year in business, it really was like, if they weren't getting bigger results that I was wanting, it was like, I'm a failure, right? And I was taking that blame. And at the end of the day, like I learned that year, I was like, I can drink, I can lead everyone to water, but I cannot make them drink. And if they don't want to put in the work, so it's a fine line of getting invested and also staying like, okay, but you have to take responsibility for your own actions. I can't be there every day.
And people and I'm going to get to the root of the story here in a second, but this is all going to lead up. Okay. Yep. I promise you, I'm going to land right. It is dangerous for you to want it more for someone than they want it for themselves. Yeah. And that's how I had been living my life. So my family, my loved ones wanted it for me more than I wanted it for myself up to this point. Yeah. So I go into this place. Turns out the director, who's one of the therapists, was a D1 basketball player.
Okay.
Turns out his wife and I are from the same town. Small town, Southern Illinois. And I'm like, okay, we talked, and he's like, not only can I help you, he's like, I want to. And I was like, sold. So, we got on it, and again, they said 6 months. I was back in the gym in 4. So last year around July, I got back into the gym. And I'm going to tell you what, I was diagnosed with my diabetes just over 4 years ago. Okay. At the height that I know of, my A1C, for those who don't know, that's the deciding factor that dictates if you have diabetes. There's pre-diabetes and there's diabetes type 1 and type 2, right? One is you produce too much insulin because of your diet and fat, and your body, the glucose builds a wall around the muscle, and the muscle can't absorb the protein, and the muscle begins to marble. That's why you see people that lose body parts, and it's a horrible disease.
Sure. Yep. My mom had it.
Yeah, but it's reversible. This is what they don't tell you. They don't tell you that.
Let's go.
Yeah, they don't tell you that you can kick its ass. Pardon my language. They want you on that medicine. That's their job. They want you taking the medicine so that they can make the money. I think doctors have a great place, but you have to educate yourself. So my uncle had it. It's in my family. Like I'm predisposed to it, right? But I told the doctor that I would not continue to have it. So that was before the shoulder surgery. Get back into the gym, and I just start hustling. And I start educating myself on the right way to work out, what to eat before my workouts, when to eat, what to eat after my workouts, right? what kind of workouts are going to work for me. You got to hit and miss. You got to trial and error. Not the same thing works for everybody, right? What kind of gains did I want? What did I want my body to look like also? Like, because I was working with a blob.
You were a perfect canvas that we
I
could
was in the original shape, which is round. When the earth was created, that was the original shape, right? And so I was like, well, first, long term, 100 pounds is what I'm going to lose. And I knew that if I did that the right way, other things were going to fall into place naturally.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I became a sponge with people.
Mm-hmm.
And just I soaked up as much as I could from people who had already been successful in their physique, in their diet, in their nutrition, in their supplementation, and I just became a sponge. And then I started seeing the gains.
Yeah.
And I started seeing muscle development in places I hadn't seen since I was in high school. I'll be 47 this year. And I'm stronger than I have ever been in my entire life.
Yeah. Probably mentally, physically, emotionally.
Listen,
stronger, everything.
my mindset,
Yeah.
and I'm just being honest, haters can hate.
Mm-hmm. They will. Yeah.
Naysayers can say whatever they want, right? And people can call me cocky. And you know what? I don't give a rat's ass if they call me cocky.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm going to promise you about me. You can send me the wolves, but I'll come back the leader of the pack.
Yeah.
You'll either be the beast or be the feast, and sweetheart, no one's going to eat on me. I'm just telling you that right now. And so when I hit the gym now, it is with a fervency that is vicious. I'm telling you right now, I want to give you an example. Saturday, we went in and did chest. We did 90 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
We did 90 minutes, 5 sets of every movement with 6 movements.
Mm.
So we did hundreds of reps on chest on Saturday. Like, you have to want it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if you know who Eric Thomas is. He goes by E.T.
Yeah, no.
They call him the hip hop preacher. Look up Eric Thomas on YouTube.
Wait, he's got dreads, right, and everything.
No. He wears a ball cap. He's worth millions of dollars. He's one of the most famous motivational speakers in the world right now. Okay, wears a t-shirt, sweatpants, and a ball hat. From Detroit. Took him 8 years to graduate college. He was homeless. The guy's phenomenal. And he said, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, you've arrived.
Yeah.
And so I looked at my diabetes, and it was 7.9 my A1C was when I got my endocrinologist.
Okay.
It was 6.9. Then it was 6.4. Then it was 6.1. Now I was like, I am almost there. Then it was 5.9. And now it's 5.5.
That's amazing.
I beat the odds.
Yeah, you did. You bossed up and beat them.
I told that doctor, I'm like, can I use a bad word for a second?
Yeah.
Right? Because I want to quote, because I don't have a vulgar mouth, but sometimes there's just certain words that make more sense.
Yeah.
And I told the endocrinologist, I was like, look, I'm gonna make diabetes my bitch.
Mm-hmm.
And he just kind of was like, well, let's do. I'm like, no, I'm coming back, and I'm not, going to cut my dosage now.
Yeah.
Cut my dosage now of the medicine. And I went back, and we're at 5.5. And he was like, you did it. You did it.
And how did that feel when you not just obviously showed him that you could do it, but how did that make you feel inside?
It made me feel like for the first time in my life, I was right. I was right. I wasn't the fat kid anymore.
No.
And I always had, even when in high school, when I was in really good shape, I always had body image issues. Because I've always been a stocky guy. And you've seen the pictures. Like I'm a thick dude.
Yeah.
Thicker now, but in a good way.
Yeah.
Never had problems with females, to be honest. Like that was never an issue. but I always had this in my head. It was a mental thing about my body. And I went out to my car and I cried, and I just thanked the Lord. I was like, man, God, because I prayed a lot, girl. I mean, I was just like, God, I can't do this on my own. Like, I want that pizza. I used to refer to myself as the house that pizza built. You know what I mean? And I, you know what? Now I do enjoy pizza because I do my macros every day, and it's just all good because I know, if I'm going to have pizza one day, I plan for it. I plan my workouts around. I do more HIIT. I do more functional movements, right? I watch my heart rate. My resting heart rate, girl, it went from in the 90s to 50, like mid 50s.
Oh, wow. Well,
So,
are you with us?
Yeah. So if you research that, because I did, when I saw it, I called my doctor and went in that day. And I'm like, that seems really low. He was like, no, you're in good shape now. And I'm like, but I still battle with some fat areas, right? But I found out that a heart rate of like 55 to 59 or 60, they considered a conditioned athlete.
That's amazing.
And I was like, I'm not conditioned. But but the picture that you saw in my story,
which I'm going to share. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I looked at the one before that. So same fat guy on the left, but it was a different guy on the right because I've progressed, so I can keep taking pictures, right? But I just, I look at that picture every day. Every single day I look at the picture and go, that guy's dead.
Yeah.
The guy's dead. And so not only have I reversed diabetes, I've beat all the odds. I can't be broken.
Yes, that is the mindset, right? That's like the unstoppable mindset of like, it doesn't matter what happens because we know shit's gonna happen.
That's right.
It's a matter of I'm gonna get past it. I'm gonna do whatever it takes. And you've given like yourself no reason why you can't overcome anything else that does come your way, which really just puts the mind at ease. Like, well, shit, now I can just enjoy my life right now because I can get past it all, right? I've gone through the good, the bad, the ugly, and I know what that felt like, and I'm never going back. I say that all the time. I know what 213 feels like.
Preach.
Never going back.
Yeah, I mean, you got a great story too, and when people are like, so what's your story? I'm like, I got a lot of them. Which kind do you want? You want the truth or you want the bullshit that everybody wants to throw down your face that's warm and fuzzy? Because my story's not warm and fuzzy.
Yeah.
I'm 46 years old. I was with someone for 20 years. She had an affair. She left me. We had an 18-year-old daughter at the time who was my pride and joy. Who's going to be 26 this year. Now she lives less than 2 minutes from me, right? I can walk down and see her whenever I want. I've been stabbed twice.
Oh,
I've been through multiple major surgeries. They told me that my diabetes could eventually be what took my life based on my family history.
Right. They wanted you, they push in this stuff in your head that it's like, well, just settle for this. Like, this is what it is. Make the best of this situation. And it's like, I don't think so. Like, I'm resilient. Like, are you kidding me? And everything in your story is like, and yet you could have allowed all those excuses to stop you, right? Another injury. A lot of people get hurt in the gym and they're like, damn, I'm just not cut out for the gym. And I'm like, what? Even athletes, we get hurt in the gym. We just retweak, we retrain, we get back, we get going, we strengthen that area and get back on the horse. A couple questions really quick though, because you are a beast and this is awesome. And I think this is like, the story is amazing, but people want to know the how, right? So in your story, you mentioned your tribe and we heard physical trainer, but who do you consider to be in your tribe when you really were in? Think back to when you started, like who's your tribe? What kind of coaches did you have? What did you do?
Yeah, I talked about building a team and I even made the statement, if you think about it, some people didn't know they were on the team.
Yeah, yes, I love that. Yeah.
I just had them in my inner circle just because their value they brought to my life was incredible. So first and foremost was my dad.
Okay.
My dad, girl, he's a beast. His 70s, does CrossFit, competes.
Wow.
Beat cancer a couple of years ago.
Okay.
And he's my hero. Like
Mm,
military, like he just in every sense of the word is my absolute hero.
mm,
Um, and he's always been my greatest fan and supporter, no matter what I'm doing,
mm.
right? So
Yeah.
my pops, first of all, my wife, you know, my wife has some really serious health issues that she deals with.
Hmm.
But she's stuck by my side. I remarried, and she's stuck by my side through my surgeries and through the pain and kicking, the narcotics. And I
Hmm.
dig cold,
Yeah. Crazy.
um, two guys, two my homies, right? That just had my back. One specifically that I train with sometimes,
Okay.
that is a constant encouragement. I mean, this guy, like, we've done life together.
Mm.
Like, we have seen each other at our worst.
Yeah.
We've seen each other at our best. And so I have him. And then there were just people at like my church. So I do private executive, I do executive protection and private security. And so I
Okay.
run a team of about 16 people at the church I attend. And some of them were just great supporters. A lot of the guys in the church, one of them is my sports medicine chiropractor.
Okay. Nice.
He's, you know, I was working on deadlifts this year. So I'm like, hey, I need to make sure my hinge is right. I need adjusted. He's like, come up here right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. He didn't know he was part of the team,
No.
but he was, because I could just call him with questions, and he literally has a space in the back of his office with a squat rack.
Yes.
You know, um,
Yeah.
I have my business coach through Modere, that is, you want to talk about a rock star. I don't know if you know Regina Grossenbacher and Scott Grossenbacher or not, but she was a fitness competitor
Okay.
and is a trainer, and like went black this last month.
That's
Like,
awesome.
I know you're up there too, right? I'm a little fish in a big pond.
Oh no,
But
no, no. I just started. That's why when I heard these supplements, I'm like, okay,
yeah,
how can I, because not everyone is willing to like take all these major changes and jumps. So I'm like, okay,
sure.
I gotta meet my clients where they are. And sometimes the clients, they aren't my clients yet because they're not quite ready. They're still looking for something simpler. They're not, they haven't hit what I call like that low moment, like that, oh shit, I just got doctor told something. I just experienced my mom go through cancer. I just did something. Sometimes it just takes a
Yeah,
big knock in order to get the wake up call. So yeah, my coach, my success coach, Justine, she was like, she's a life and health coach, and well, I guess a food intuitive coach, and she had mentioned, like these certain products, and I was like, oh my goodness, like this is, like crazy, and I was like, I kind of feel bad, like I'm the master of habit change, like I've never taken some supplement to help me. I've never, like, it's all been hustle and hard work, gym
right,
time, prep, like the habit change. That's what I preach on. It's what I
right.
do. I said, so you don't feel bad? And she's like, absolutely not, Krista, because not everyone can afford that. Not everyone can do that right now. So
Mhm.
why not give them some sort of avenue to get them started? And I was like, okay, I like it. Right. And there's so many things out there, and I don't want it to, I love Modier, but I'm like, I don't want to get, that's not what this one was about. I wanted to feature your story. And I guess
Sure.
I have, just with the last couple of minutes that we have, Jason, top habits, right? Well, two questions. What are your top 3 habits that you do daily that are non-negotiable for you to stay on top, of your game right now? And
Mhm.
then we'll end it with your number 1 tip for anyone just starting.
I
But
rise
top
early.
3 top habits.
I rise earlier before the next guy
Okay.
because I don't have all the resources everyone does.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to do things that suck. And so one of them is waking up at 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's one thing. My nutrition and monitoring my macros, non-negotiable.
Okay. Love it.
And my time with the Lord, man, and just praying that I would stay strong and stay healthy, non-negotiable. My number 1 tip, just move.
Mm.
Just move.
Simple, right? Simple and
That,
effective. Just move your body another step, another day, another floor, another round, another mile. It's just 1% change, right, equals some massive results. Massive. And people, I think, tend to overcomplicate everything. And sure, it could be. There's so much information coming at us. In fact, that my business name is 365 Daily Hustle, right? 1% better every day, 1% movement, 1% progress every day. A year from now, 365% better. You know, like what kind of results are going to guarantee? Not a lot out there. Like you're going to be 365% healthier, fitter, whatever you want to do if you're working on 1%. And that's what I love it. Oh my God, one step, just move. Best advice ever. Just start moving, right?
Girl, just move.
Boom. Oh goodness.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that. Your story will inspire. I know it's inspired so many, obviously, but it'll now inspire my audience and my tribe of people that it's easy to find excuses for what we don't want to do and what's really hard to do. But like you said, you know, you got to go through the suck in order to come out, and you got to wake up and do the things we don't necessarily want to do. But shit, like how you felt probably 10 years ago to how you feel now, you probably would never, I would never go back to that, right? I would never want to go back to the self-worth, the confidence, everything that you grow when it comes to just moving. Right, just move. So
give me another 6 months. You're not gonna believe what's about to happen.
I can't wait. We should do another one in 6 months and see what's going down in your world.
It's gonna be ridiculous.
You hear that, you guys? He's manifesting his goals and dreams already. I'm sure he has this vision of where he wants to go.
Oh, girl.
Stick to the plan to get you there and just move. So
hey, and I want to just thank you.
Go for it.
Thank you so much for inviting me and helping share my story, because that's part of the vision is getting this out, and a couple other cute little things that are going to happen down the road. So
I can't wait.
I'll share stuff with you. You'll see me. I'll keep up with you, but you know,
Perfect.
I love what you're doing. Keep it up. Keep helping people become the best version of them that they can be. And just keep pushing.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. I know you got to get back to your full-time job. I got to get to cooking, and I appreciate it. Keep chugging, keep moving, keep rocking.
Got it. All right. Later.
Bye.
Bye.